I wagnata nawigitolota. Ono yota aga mi'i. Hello relatives, hello kin. I shared that my English name is Sutton King. My Menominee name is Noctau Pinuki. That means comes first woman. I identify as Afro-Indigenous. I am a descendant of the Menominee and Oneida Nations. My father comes from Mobile, Alabama, the historic Africa town, where my grandfather worked in the paper mill for over 40 years. Today, my family still lives in Mobile, Alabama, and the surrounding areas. And if you know anything about Africa town, you know that that is where one of the last slave ships entered into America, called the Clotilda, right? So very rich history, both on my matrilineal side and my patrilineal side. I come to you as a health equity advocate, an organizer, a researcher, and someone whose life has been deeply shaped by resistance. From my earlier days organizing in inner city Milwaukee, to developing the first culturally tailored simulations to train law enforcement to engage with Native youth without re-traumatizing them. My work is personal and political. After all, I have a brother who is incarcerated. Today, here at Psychedelic Science, I remind us all that plant medicine is not a new fad, right? It is an ancestral practice, rooted in the survival of liberation of Black and Indigenous peoples. Even as psychedelic science gains momentum in mainstream circles, we must call out the silent killers in our communities: internalized oppression, economic disenfranchisement, and the lingering stigmas left by the war on drugs. This is not about Black folks doing white things. It's about reclaiming what has always been ours. Our ancestors relied on sacred medicines to heal, to resist, and to survive European colonial enslavement and its generational legacies. It is my honor and a privilege to moderate this conversation among revolutionary voices who challenge us to imagine liberation free of white validation, because the struggle for Black freedom is deeply intertwined with Indigenous sovereignty. So let's begin by honoring our panelists, each a formidable force in the movement for healing and liberation. First, Veronta Bowers is a veteran member of the Black Panther Party and one of the longest held political prisoners in US history, having served 51 years in federal prison. During his incarceration, Veronta became a healer, studying meditation, natural medicine, and Reiki. He embodies spiritual discipline and ancestral connection, serving as an elder and teacher to guide our movement toward collective liberation. His life is a testimony to how even after decades of systemic confinement, the spirit can remain unbreakable. Welcome, Veronta. Next, Reggie Harris, a visionary leader at the intersection of psychedelics, policy, and racial justice. As co-founder and HNIC of Oakland High-Fae, he is advancing equitable access to psychedelic medicine, decriminalization, and community-based healing, deeply rooted in the Black and racial tradition. Reggie has long been a grassroots organizer dedicated to Black safety, economic justice, and systemic healing. Through Oakland High-Fae, he challenges psychedelic exceptionalism and advocates for a healing approach that is both political and soulful, reminding us that our ancestral relationship with plant medicine is part of our collective survival. Welcome, Reggie.